A midfielder worth £100 million, secured without a bidding war or a drawn-out negotiation. This is the story of Martin Zubimendi. Arsenal's new signing combines Busquets-like composure, a European champion's pedigree, and the qualities Mikel Arteta needs to push for the Premier League title. But in truth, the move was set in motion months earlier, beating Liverpool and even late Real Madrid interest. But stay with us, the real reason he picked Arsenal over other heavyweight suitors might surprise you. Martin Zubimendi Ibanez was born on 2nd of February 1999 in San Sebastian, a coastal city where football is part of the cultural DNA. He joined the Real Sociedad Youth Academy at 12 years old, quietly developing in the background without the fanfare that accompanies many young prospects. He made his senior debut for the B team in 2016 in Segunda Division B, learning the craft of positional discipline, tactical awareness and game management. By April 2019, the manager gave him his first team debut, and it became clear that Sociedad had uncovered their next great midfield anchor. Over the next 6 years, Zubimendi made 236 appearances for Real Sociedad, scoring 11 goals and adding 8 assists. While those attacking numbers are modest, they hardly tell the story. His game was never about scoring, but about control. He became the beating heart of a side that achieved unprecedented consistency, qualifying for European competition 5 years in a row and lifting the Copa del Rey in the delayed 2019-20 final. That triumph was especially significant for La Real, as it was their first major trophy in over 3 decades, and it was against fierce local rivals Atletico Bilbao. By 23-24, he was anchoring the midfield in Champions League matches, holding his own against Europe's elite. His performances didn't go unnoticed on the international stage. He debuted for Spain in 2021, went on to win UEFA Euro 2024 and was part of the squad that finished runners-up in the 2025 UEFA Nations League. That pedigree alone would be enough to attract Europe's biggest clubs, but the way Arsenal secured him makes the story even more impressive. In July 25, the Gunners quietly activated Zubimendi's release clause of £51 million. While that's a significant sum, in the current market it's a bargain. Comparable midfielders of his calibre and age, such as Declan Rice or Enzo Fernandez, have gone for fees north of £100 million. Paying the clause outright allowed Arsenal to bypass negotiations entirely, eliminating the risk of another club stepping in late. In a summer where Arsenal have already committed nearly £200 million to reinforce their squad with players like Victor Gyökeres, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke and Kepa Arrizabalaga, the Zubimendi deal stood out for its efficiency. On paper, this is incredible value for money. Arsenal secured a midfielder many rate as worth 9 figures for nearly half that price, and they did so in a way that ensured the move was swift and uncontested. In an era where protracted transfer sagas can drag on for months, this was a surgical strike. Zubimendi's style naturally invites comparisons to Sergio Busquets, the Barcelona and Spain legend who helped define the deep-lying midfield role for over a decade. Like Busquets, Zubimendi isn't about lung-busting runs or flashy stepovers. His artistry lies in reading the game, intercepting passes and controlling the tempo with minimal touches. His passing range is exceptional, from crisp vertical balls that break the press to diagonal switches that open up the flanks. He positions himself to always offer an outlet, and his awareness allows him to dictate play even under intense pressure. Whilst his statistical output in goals and assists, 11 goals and 8 assists in nearly 250 appearances, might not dazzle, those numbers don't capture his true value. He's the player who starts the move, not the one who finishes it. He's the stabilising presence who prevents dangerous transitions before they even begin. This blend of natural defensive awareness and technical quality is exactly what Mikel Arteta prizes in his midfield anchors. If his style made him a fit for Arsenal, the personal connections made the move feel inevitable. Zubimendi has joined forces with Martin Odegaard, his former teammate at Real Sociedad, and compatriot Mikel Merino. That existing chemistry could prove invaluable as he adapts to the Premier League. But perhaps the biggest influence was Mikel Arteta himself. Both men hail from San Sebastian, and that shared heritage reportedly played a key role in persuading Zubimendi to make the move. Arteta has long admired Zubimendi's skill set and had targeted him in previous windows, but the player had been loyal to Sociedad, even rejecting advances from clubs like Liverpool. This summer, however, the timing and circumstances aligned. Arsenal's project was attractive, the squad was strong, and the manager's vision resonated with Zubimendi's footballing philosophy. This signing also addresses a clear tactical gap. With Jorginho and Thomas Partey departing, Arsenal's midfield depth was stretched thin. While Declan Rice has been immense since arriving in 2023, relying on him to cover every defensive midfield minute was never sustainable. Zubimendi offers not only cover, but a different profile, more of a metronome, less of a box-to-box destroyer. With him in the squad, Arteta can push Rice higher up the pitch when needed, or field both together in games where control and defensive solidity are paramount. In tight matches against title rivals, that flexibility could be decisive. Moreover, Zubimendi's arrival aligns perfectly with Arsenal's clear ambitions to win now. The club has come close to the Premier League title in recent seasons, but lacked the squad depth and specific profiles to edge Manchester City and Liverpool over a 38-game campaign. Adding a Champions League tested, trophy-winning midfielder like Zubimendi addresses that gap directly. Beyond tactics and technical skill, what truly sets Zubimendi apart is his mentality. At Real Sociedad, he became known not just for his consistency, but his refusal to switch off in games, whether it's the opening minute or stoppage time. Teammates often remark on his ability to stay calm in chaotic moments, making the right decision when others panic. This psychological edge is invaluable in the Premier League, where one lapse in focus can turn 3 points into one or worse, none. That same composure was on full display during Euro 2024 when Zubimendi was called upon to replace Rodri in the final against England. With the eyes of Europe on him and the stakes at their peak, he stepped seamlessly into the role, breaking up play, dictating tempo and helping Spain control the midfield battle on their way to victory. It was a performance that cemented his reputation as a player who can handle the biggest occasions without flinching. At Arsenal, that composure is already rubbing off on those around him. In training, he directs his teammates into position without shouting, instead gesturing with calm authority. During pre-season matches, he communicates constantly with the centre-backs, ensuring there's no confusion in transitions. This kind of leadership doesn't always get noticed on highlight reels, but it's exactly what championship-winning sides are built on. Arteta often talks about controlling the chaos, and Zubimendi is an embodiment of that philosophy. He doesn't just react to the game, he shapes it, bending the tempo to Arsenal's needs. In a title race that small margins could decide, this unshakable mindset could be the difference between finishing second and lifting the trophy. Even before the Premier League season kicked off, Zubimendi was making his presence felt. In the Emirates Cup pre-season win over Atletico Bilbao, he combined well with Guy Corres to help create the opening goal, displaying his composure, spatial awareness and immediate understanding of Arsenal's patterns of play. In an interview with DAZN, Zubimendi admitted that moving from San Sebastian to London had been a significant change, but he stressed that Arsenal's mentality, where dropping points is unacceptable, matched his own competitive drive. That mindset will be crucial in a season where Arsenal's margin for error is slim. There's several reasons to believe why Zubimendi will flourish in his first Premier League season. Culturally and tactically, he now occupies an environment tailored for him. Working under a Basque manager who understands his style, along teammates who know his game. He feels a specific tactical need, offering calm control in possession and positional discipline out of it. He brings with him the confidence and know-how of a Copa del Rey champion, a European regular, and a player who has won international trophies. Most importantly, he's chosen this move knowing the pressure that comes with it. Arsenal's objective this year is clear: win the league. There's no easing in, no settling for top four. Zubimendi's consistency, intelligence and mentality could be exactly what tips the balance in Arsenal's favour when the title race heats up in April and May. Martin Zubimendi's technical ability, tactical intelligence and winning mentality are qualities that could have cost Arsenal far more in an open market bidding war. Instead, by activating his release clause and leveraging Arteta's connection, the club brought in one of Europe's most complete defensive midfielders quickly and decisively. Whether or not this leads to Arsenal actually lifting the Premier League trophy remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: they've added a player who could be central to their success for years to come. For Arsenal fans, his arrival is a sign of serious intent. For their rivals, it's a warning. The Gunners' midfield just became one of the best in Europe. If he delivers on his promise, Zubimendi may not just be remembered as the £100 million midfielder they got for half the price. He could be remembered as the man who helped bring the Premier League trophy back to North London. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more football stories, and let me know in the comments. Will Zubimendi be the signing that finally pushes Arsenal over the line? Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.